Hey guys, Dakota here again. Now, in a recent video, I covered preparing yourself for an opponent, all the specifics. Go watch that video. I go through how to get you completely ready for a super match. But in this video, I'm talking about your mental preparation. In that previous video, I talk a little bit on the mental side of things, but I don't really dive too deep into it. And today, that's what I'm diving into. Now, for a long time, and even my dad's guilty of this, people go into arm wrestling and they think, oh, it's just like a hobby sport, it's something that's fun. But at the end of the day, if you want to be serious about it, you need to do your mental preparation beforehand. You need to do your physical, all your preparations. But mental is something that I feel like is forgotten a lot. You get a lot of these guys in arm wrestling, which is a strength sport, and they think strength, strength, strength. And don't get me wrong, that's important. But if you can't use that strength properly, when you get up to the table for a match, it does not matter how strong you are, guys. You've seen it time and time again. These huge bodybuilder guys arm wrestling a little guy and he beats them. And you go, how is that even possible? Same concept applies mentally. If you're a good arm wrestler and you have all this strength, but you are not mentally prepared, you miss the go, you don't know what you're doing when you get up there, you're nervous, whatever it is, you're not going to be at your peak performance and you're going to lose to people that you think you should beat. Now, I noticed this lots too, is you'll see people who are really, really good on practice tables, but in the super matches, tournaments, they just aren't the same. And they always go, man, I just pulled that guy at the after bowl table and I totally, I feel like I would beat him, but then I lost to him in the tournament. How does that work? And more than likely, if you're beating someone on a practice table, you can beat them in a tournament unless they're like sandbagging or something. But for the most part, most people don't. And you just need to crisp up some mental things. That might be, pulling with people more with your team and just learning how to develop yourself in a way that you can mentally show up and be prepared. You also need to you just have to think about the matches before they happen. The more you think about a tournament, the more you think about a super match, when the day comes, you're mentally prepared for it. You're absolutely dialed in, absolutely ready to go. It's super important. And I just can't express enough how it's so fulfilling when you show up and you perform how you think you would do. I'm not expecting you to go into a tournament and expect to beat a world champion or something because you're mentally prepared. But if you look at the crowd and you think, okay, or you look at your class, you think, okay, I would beat this guy. I think I should beat this guy, and I'd probably lose to that guy, but I want a good fight. And you go and you do exactly that, then you start realizing you're mentally where you want to be. Guys, as a professional athlete, you need to have a little bit of delusion. You need to think, I can probably beat that guy when you might not be strong enough. But if you don't try, you'll never know. And for all you know, he could be not great mentally himself, and that can give you the advantage. Super, super important, guys. You need to dial in on the mental aspect of arm wrestling. You need to just do all the things I went over, and you just need to give it some thought, and don't forget about that side of arm wrestling. Strength is important, but at the end of the day, mental is just as important as physical. And if you're mentally there, that's a lot of the battle, guys. So much of the battle is won before the go, and a lot of that battle is the mental battle. And don't forget that, guys. I'll see you in the next video.